Okay. So, yeah, I let the mods know about that I was going to be coming in, we need to have another rescue reality talk. So I slowed down the chat mode and stuff so that it's a little easier for them to CC, and I'll try to look at questions because I think this is an important conversation that we need to have. It's definitely not an easy one. So if anyone was on this channel looking for a respite from the sad everyday news, you should switch to the other channel because the pepper kittens are back and they're very adorable. But it's time for a little reality talk in the feral room. So last week, Catherine found a cat curled up in one of our shelters in the nice fresh straw, looking very comfortable, but it turned out to be Hyatt, and he had passed away. He looked he looked like he was just sleeping, but he had died. So, sorry. I was doing so good, and okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is your first experience being absorbent and getting cried on. It might not be your last one. You're such a good boy. Okay, sorry. Whew, get it together. I'm not gonna look at chat because you guys are gonna make me cry too. Okay, no, I can do this. I give out tapeworms. Okay, good. Tapeworms. Yeah, so this happened last week, and I made the decision to send him for autopsy because I wanted to have answers about what happened before I told you guys, because I know how hard it is to be speculating and to not know what happened. So I did get his results back today, and it would appear that he had acute renal failure. So basically his kidneys suddenly failed, and they found traces of antifreeze in his kidneys. And so that's what we think the cause is. That Happy Forest is in a rural area. This is the time of year when people are using antifreeze, and particularly on the rural properties. And so, if anything, I hope that you guys, I'm sure you guys all know to be careful with antifreeze, but I'm hoping that we can get the message out to other people to be super careful with their antifreeze. The report noted that he was in very good condition and he was well muscled, as they put it. I don't think that, well, I know that it happened quickly, and I don't think that there's anything we would have been able to do, even if we had found him in between the time that it happened and the time that he passed. I know we all wanted him to live forever, but we know that we gave him more than 2 really good years on his terms and living the life that he loved. And that sometimes is all we can do. It is hard though. And I know you guys are going to be shocked, and it's going to be hard for you too. Because he was a special cat. He taught me so much, and he did deserve better. And the unfortunate reality is that we can't protect them 100% of the time. All we can do is try to keep them healthy and give them the opportunity to live their best possible life on their terms, even if it means we can't keep them safe forever. So that sucks. And it's definitely not a conversation I ever wanted to have, especially about Hyatt, because he was so special to us and we loved him so much. But at least we have answers and we know what happened. And between him and Mia, we've ruled out any kind of infectious disease happening out there. I was concerned a little bit just because we occasionally lose cats from being hit by cars. That's usually what happens. And he just looked perfect. He was curled up just like he was sleeping. And so the same day, as Catherine was driving here with Hyatt, she also found Dana, aka Chomper, from Nano's colony, who had been hit by a car. So she brought them both in. I have a very nice scar on my hand from Chomper, and fond memories of her flying around the basement room of the old HQ while Dr. F was trying to ultrasound the cats during our fix-a-thon, and we were trying to protect the ultrasound and catch the cats. That's why she got her nickname Chompers. But again, she got 4 good years after her spay, and I think we have to be grateful for that, and to be just realistic that the number of cats that are out there mean that we can't save them all, and all we can do is try to spread compassion and raise awareness and advocate for spaying and neutering, and especially for TNR, and try to understand that sometimes returning them it's not a perfect option, but it's the best option for them, even if they only get 2 years or 4 years or a shorter amount of time. The quality of the time they have, we can change the quality of the time that they have. We can't change the duration always, but we can give them good quality for the time that they have. And it's a struggle to accept that that's the best we can do. But that's just the reality of the situation. So we're gonna get our hearts broken until we can change that. And I think we are making progress. And in the meantime, we have cats like North, who we can save, and we will save, and we are saving. Don't put your ringworm on my laptop. So anyway, I wanted to do this on the live stream so that we could, because I know that there are going to be a variety of feelings about Hyatt, and I did want to be able to address questions or I know it's hard. It's always hard for us to return them, knowing that we can't keep them safe. But seeing them happy makes it a lot easier to return them. But I know it's hard to understand sometimes why we would return cats knowing that we can't keep them safe. And I know that some of you will feel that way and will think that they should all stay inside, and I want that for them too. Really, I do, and I used to think that, but being able to see how happy they are when they go back has helped me to believe that that is the best option for some of them. So, yeah, it's been kind of a tough Happy Forest week. It's been like a teary-eyed forest week with, well, I guess it's been longer than a week, but Hyatt, Billings, and Mia. But they have all inspired us to, hey, you get to eat crunchy food now, I'm excited. They are the reason that we are so motivated to do all of this, this overly ambitious kind of TNR week that we're doing next week. Okay, come here. No, I need snuggles. This is about me and what I need right now. Oh. He says, I snuggle you enough. Alright, I'll pet you on your terms. I'll pet you under here. And you can come on there, see? See, it works much better when you do it on their terms. Yeah, so it's been a rough go. Chompers, Billings, Hyatt, Mia, but we have 16 spay neuter appointments next week. We are going to try very hard to do as much TNR at the Happy Forest as we can over the winter when the cats aren't pregnant, and also at neighboring properties, so that we can try to get the population under control a little bit better. Because it is such a huge colony and it's so widespread. We had a lot of disease this summer, a lot of toxoplasmosis, a lot of like parasites that we hadn't seen before in this area very much, and we just are extra motivated to get that under control. You're so handsome. Are you so handsome? Look at you. So we're gonna start next week. It's gonna be a crazy week, but we have a couple of days to try to get caught up on the cleaning, get the room ready where Mavis's kittens were. We have 8 giant bags of Lego blocks to disinfect, which is a rigorous process, and tons of laundry that's always being generated. So we're going to try to get caught up in the next few days so that we're ready for trapping Monday. And you're so cute. You're so cute. What a good boy. So anyway, that's kind of what we have to do, is just try to honor their legacies and their memories and what they've taught us by continuing to do the work and picking up the pieces when our hearts get broken and using that to drive us to do more. So I'm sorry to have told you about Hyatt. That was not something that I hoped would happen for a long time. And please remember to keep your antifreeze cleaned up and away from animals. And North is doing great, as you can see. You can probably hear. So hopefully that's a reason to smile. But man, it's been tough. It's tough sometimes. We did get the Mavis kittens into their homes finally. So that was wonderful. Billy and the Peppers have all been spayed today, so that's 4 more uteruses off the streets. Billy and Ghost both have homes. We're working on him being picked up. Right, being picked up and absorbing. I can't wipe my tears with you just yet because of the ringworm, but you probably will make a good therapy kitten someday. The miracle kitten usually is the one who gets cried on the most. He's used to it. Look at that face. See, that face makes it all worthwhile. Yes, we will mention to the property owner, although I think this time of year, antifreeze is pretty ubiquitous. And I know that he's quite careful with things that could be harmful to the cats because he is very caring about the cats. So I don't think that's probably where it would have happened, but there are lots of neighboring properties, and actually many of them feed the cats, so the cats do kind of circle around. So, and it doesn't seem to have affected, like we haven't found, I would expect if it was a big amount of it, or if it was happening regularly, there we would have seen more of this, but I think it was just a fluke and a tragic accident, and I think the best we can do is include in Hyatt's legacy just a reminder about being careful with things like antifreeze and being aware that cats are attracted to that sometimes and will eat it. And yeah. So there are quite a few properties. I do think it is somewhat comforting that Hyatt came to the place where he wanted to be was at the Happy Forest in one of our shelters. I think that says something. And at least we were able to get answers and get a little bit of closure. As much as it sucks. I have asked if there's any chance that could have been a factor in billings also. So that is a question that I have asked. I don't have an answer yet. I don't think so, because I think we would have seen that in his blood work. But I think it is a question worth asking. I don't think it's the property owner. There are dozens of properties where the cats roam. There are people parking in the streets, that there could be an antifreeze leak. It could have been, it could have happened any number of ways. Mia, I don't know if I talked about her post-mortem. It was basically inconclusive. So they did not find any evidence of antifreeze. They didn't find any evidence of toxo, which I found interesting. We were hoping to get additional opinions. But everyone is so backed up. It's very difficult to get complicated analysis done, and so we're hoping that we may learn a little bit more. But nothing. They did rule out infectious diseases and inflammatory processes, but would have been potentially concerning for the greater colony, because that was kind of one of the things that, again, we were interested in ruling out some sort of disease that would affect more of the cats. So we were able to rule out, the most obvious kind of things that we would typically worry about. Oh, you tipped over. You're so cute. Back to home bees. Yeah, broken down. It can come from any. There is stuff out there in the world that is dangerous, and it's just good to be aware of it. And I was watching the video of him playing. That's my favorite memory of him, is him playing with that spring in the room when he could finally see again and was healthy and looking so good. And That's how he was for the last 2 years. Even Kim Toms and Barb posted, who are some of our feeders, as you know, posted pictures of him. And I mean, even as of like the week before last week, he was looking so good. And so at least we know that he was able to have. Look at you, so brave up there. So pleased with yourself. So yeah, that sucks. He's so handsome. We do have this little guy though, who's doing great. And is not going to be a statistic. He is going to get a home and live a happy life. Hopefully with someone who really wants a cat that purrs all the time. He's so cute. So thank you to the mods for moderating this. I didn't really know the best way to let people know, but because I know that he meant a lot to a lot of people. But I did want to just have the conversation. You're so cute. You're so cute. So Porter and Magda went back today. They were both quite pleased with themselves to be back. And we're very happy that they get to go back because those are two cats who, like Hyatt, were not happy or charmed by indoor life. If you had been watching, you would see at night Magda sort of was just pacing the room quite a bit at the time. Just looking for a way out, and Porter expressed his feelings vocally whenever we had to check him out. So they will be much happier tonight on their own terms. And with their teeth all fixed up, they'll be feeling pretty good. You are so cute. You're so cute. You should come down here. You should come down here. Yeah, so anyway, sorry, I've tried to keep it together. I think I've been like sort of, you know how you like compartmentalize things because you don't want to deal with them. That's what I was doing. Therapy, that's what therapy's for, everybody. And purring. What a good boy. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Yeah, so cute. So I'll be out at the forest on Monday trapping. And I'm hoping to see Naya and or Mavis. I'm sure if they see me, they will go running in the opposite direction. You're so handsome. Oh, look at ya. Look how cute he is. In the forest, I can tell you that in the bigger shelters that we have, they're filled with straw, and they have like a shelf. And when we show up there in the winter, there will be a whole bunch of cats packed in there snuggling together, and there will be they've made like little circles in the straw where they sleep. It's very cute. There are also quite a few barns, and then some smaller shelters. And then our big shelter. Oh, ferocious. So they have quite a bit of shelter. And they definitely do snuggle. You're so handsome. I have hair in my mouth, but I don't want to touch my face because of my ringworm hands. We think that there has been a Mavis sighting for sure since she came back, and we think there's been a Naya sighting, but we don't have photographic evidence. But everyone is on the lookout for them. So hopefully I'm hoping that someone will be able to get a good video or photos of them. One of the feeders did comment that the cat they saw that looked like Naya was quite a bit fatter than what she had been. So, you're so cute, which is true. So she wasn't sure if it was the same cat because she's so much fatter. We did punch her right up. So that's good. Look at this guy, he's so cute. He's so cute. Oh, look at that rat. You are so cute. It's hard to see him from that camera angle. He's got his own private room right now. We have talked about bringing in other cats to keep them company, but the TNR will be in the next room where the kittens, Mavis's kittens were. But now he's more than a week, right? It's been more than a week into his treatment. And so if we were to expose him to a ringworm cat at this point, it may set back his ringworm timeline. So I don't know what the plan is with him. If we, luckily he is very social with humans, so I don't think he'll be too, I have to. I don't think he'll be too sad on his own, but I think he's also very social with cats, so I think he would probably like to be with cats that would snuggle with him. But he does also seem pretty content just to be feeling better and have lots of food. So, yeah. So anyway, that was my big update. Not sure what else I have for you. I think I already said Ghosty's going home on Saturday. I think I'm not sure when Billy is going home. She is going to a friend of the property owner, and will not have Facebook, but Ghost already has her Facebook page, and we do have some prospects for the Cayenne and Pasilla. They did well on their sleepover with Uncle Dave. Pasilla needs a little more work than Cayenne. Cayenne is doing pretty well. They discovered toilet paper there. They TP'd the bathroom, and they did very well for their space today, all 4 of them. Yeah, so that's probably enough rambling. You're very handsome. Do you need to make your camera go up higher? Do we need to, and can we? Are the next questions. Yeah, so I think I missed the question, but I see maybe that there's something someone may have asked about why we return some and not others. It depends on how happy they are in captivity, because they were born wild and they haven't had interactions with humans. So sometimes when they're in captivity, they are afraid all the time and they're stressed, and they just want to go back to the only home that they know. And they also have friends and cat family out there. We've seen very deep bonds between the cats out there. And so keeping them here, we keep them away from their friends and their family. And some cats, like North, adjust really, really well and really quickly. You can see he's not hiding, he's not stressed, he's grooming himself. He is definitely not going to be returned once he's healthy. We also, if they need ongoing medical care, we will try to find them a home and try to work really hard to socialize them, because we don't want to return them if they are going to be sick and suffering. But we do return them if they're healthy and if they're not happy in captivity. And we have had quite a few who have changed their mind over time. So like anywhere from months to years down the road, sometimes they'll change their minds and they'll suddenly decide that life with humans wouldn't be so bad, and then we bring them back in and find them a home. But if not, they are living their life on their terms, and it's the best life that they can live. And so hopefully that, I don't know if that was the question, but I answered a question. How often is North medicated during the day? He is getting his antibiotics for his ears twice a day and ringworm treatment once a day. So he's getting meds at least 3 times a day. And we have to, I should also add, when we're trying to find homes for our former ferals, we want to make sure that their adopters can get them into a crate. Like if there's an emergency, we have lots of wildfires out here, and you know, things happen where you need to evacuate or where you need to take them to the vet. And if you can't get them into a carrier, that's, I think, that's something that we try to get them to a point where their adopters can, one way or another, get them into a carrier to get them safely out of the house or to the vet.
often will have cats, like even Porter, if I had him in my lap and would pet him for a while, he really enjoyed being petted, but he definitely was not happy in captivity. So it's sort of just a scale. Yes, we've had quite a few with medical issues that have gotten adopted. Probably most of our adult ferals have had some sort of medical issues. Sloane was our first, yep. So, yeah, okay. Yes, Hyatt, it did cause much blood loss. And he was probably our biggest challenge because we had to give him eye drops like 6 to 8 times a day, and for ferals, eye drops are one of the worst things it's one of the most threatening things for them because they don't like to look at you. So he had to have oral meds multiple times a day and many eye drops, and it was 86 days. 86 days we had him, and then he was so healthy. But we do have quite a few who are like north and come around like very quickly, which is good because he's gonna have to be here for a while because his ringworm and his ear will take minimum of 4 weeks to heal, but probably longer. But he's looking quite good. Why not spend more time at TinyKittens? I assume you mean why not put more time into socializing cats like Porter? And the answer is because if we have Porter here, it means we can't bring in someone else who needs help. Porter, as of today, doesn't need any help. He's healthy. He's happy in his life in the wild. And we potentially could force him to live in captivity, and eventually he might come around. But we would be forcing him to live a life where he felt afraid and stressed, and there would be no reason for it when we have other cats out there who need to come in and need dentals or spays and neuters. We don't have unlimited space. We're not a sanctuary. We have limited time and resources, and I don't think our best use of resources in order to have the greatest impact is in forcing a healthy feral cat to live his life on our terms when he's healthy and very happy living his life on his terms. So I hope that makes sense a little bit. We don't love returning them because we can't keep them 100% safe, but we also at the same time do love returning them because you can almost feel the relief that they feel instantly. Like they just become different cats when they're back in an environment where they feel safe. They feel safe in the forest. They feel comfortable there. They have friends there. And if they're healthy and they don't want to be with humans, then the best place for them is with their friends and family and where they feel safe. So we do have, so if we get them in and they're sick and they need ongoing medical care, then we will invest more time and effort into socializing them because we have a reason to do it, because we can't send them back. But they do have a good life out there. they get fed every day, and they have shelter, and they have friends, and they're happy. And if we can focus on more TNR, then we can keep the population smaller, so we have fewer Mias and Norths coming in. And we are unfortunately, we've been at this colony now long enough that we have cats that are going to start aging out, that have lived long lives, and the last 5 years have been healthy and neutered and spayed, and just naturally their lives are going to, they're getting older and things are going to happen, and because there are so many cats, we may continue to have weeks where we lose a couple of our originals, our older cats, and that's going to be tough, but that's just part of the deal. That's part of what happens with overpopulation. So we give them the best life we can for as long as we can, and we try to prevent more overpopulation, and that's what we're focusing on this winter, is TNR and trying to keep that colony and all of its many sub-colonies as controlled as possible, so that we have fewer sick cats. And then maybe someday we will be able to bring more in and get the population there, even, small. It's still pretty big out there, and there's still quite a few cats that need to be spayed and neutered, but don't come regularly to the feeding station. So it's definitely proven to be a challenge, but we're definitely going to make progress this winter. Billy will be an inside cat. And North will be also. So I'm sure that we won't have pregnant cats probably for a while, because it's not kitten season at the moment. So we see a lot of cats that look pregnant, but they're just fat. Even North looks a little bit pregnant when he waddles around. He's gained quite a bit of weight since he showed up here. How are you with me standing over you, moving over you? Oh, look how good you are. You're so good. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. So we think that North was probably born in the forest. We thought that he may be related to Mia somehow. He seems about the right size and age. And he does seem to be quite receptive to humans. And we have seen that in some cats that have not had interaction with humans, but it is possible that he was being fed at a neighboring property and perhaps had some positive interactions with humans there. We don't think that he was a pet or anything like that. We don't think he was dumped, just because of the infestation of ear mites and the extent of the ringworm that he had. I don't think anyone would want or have that in their house. And it would have been like that for his ears would have been had ear mites and infections for a long time, and his ringworm has really taken hold, so he's had that for quite a while too. So it's hard to imagine that he would have been someone's discarded pet. And he also showed up along with, like, there are a couple of others this age that kind of all showed up at the same time. So we're pretty sure that he was born somewhere nearby, and you can also tell by the way when you pick him up, his reaction is kind of panic. which is pretty universal to feral cats because they don't get picked up when they're little. And so it's something they have to learn. And also because he doesn't jump, he climbs, which is another thing that we've noticed with our ferals, that they default to climbing and they have to sort of learn to jump. Like they try to climb stuff like this because it's like a tree. And it's slippery in here, so it doesn't work, so they have to learn to jump. So he's got a lot of the feral cat markers, but such a great personality, and it has pretty good control of his fear instinct. So I think it is possible that he was being fed by someone, or may have been like a barn kitten somewhere nearby. But I don't think he was dumped, and I don't think he was someone's pet. Oh, he's very ferocious. Here, you need your ratty. Get this one. Good job, buddy. Okay, I should go and let you have your beauty sleep. You're so handsome. I guess I stole your blanket. There. I'll leave your toy on for you. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for all the support and for sticking with us through the ups and downs and the roller coaster. We're very grateful for our tiny village, especially, well, all the time, but especially times like these. I will leave North to his shenanigans and try to carefully extricate myself from this room. Oh, so handsome. I don't know if I can make the camera taller using materials in this room. Maybe just slightly. We can go up to 2 TinyKittens. Okay. Maybe I'll bring more next time. Okay.